cricket. By the fans, for the fans. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to. We're just about ready for the first ball of the penultimate game of the Caribbean Premier League, the Guyana Amazon Warriors versus the Jamaica Tallawahs. Romario Shepherd comes in for the first ball of the match, and Brandon King drives uppishly, just drops short of Shimon Hetmeyer on the perimeter. We're good to go, people. I was asleep until about, until about 50 minutes ago. So it's been a bit of a delayed start to proceedings. But the Barbados Royals await the winners of the final of Hero CPL. Machel comes in again and again. Brandon King drives that one straight back down the ground for no run. A new surface today. So it's no use looking back at what happened yesterday when the Jamaica Tallawahs knocked out the St. Lucia Kings in the eliminator. In that game, the Tallawahs bowled 15 overs of spin. That may not happen today because it's a new surface. Oh, Shepherd wraps King on the pads, but that's going down leg side. They won't review that one, or they shouldn't review that one. Oh, they are reviewing it. Okay, it's an early review here. Early review. Interesting. I thought that was clearly going down leg side, but Shimon Hetmeyer calls for the review. I don't know if that's trying to put early pressure on the Tallawahs. I don't know what that one's about. That doesn't look out to me on first viewing, but let's see what the replay will show us. Whilst we wait for that replay, here's the teams. The Guyana Amazon Warriors have made one change. Chanderpaul Hemraj has finally been dropped, and he's been replaced by Paul Sterling. Like for like, but more so a right armour for a left armour. Maybe Paul Sterling will bowl a few overs of spin. Not too sure about that, but that's the replacement. Yeah, that's definitely going down leg side. I'm really surprised Hetmeyer's gone for that review. It was given not out on the field, so umpire's call won't help the Amazon Warriors here. They better hope it's umpire's call, because then they retain the review. Otherwise, they've burnt a review inside 4 balls of the first over. That doesn't make any sense to go for that review. At best, it would be umpire's call. It doesn't look like that to me. Yo says that's a dunce review. I have to agree. I don't get why Hetmeyer would go for it. Yeah, like, it's missing. Like, I'm sorry, I don't get that. You're in the first over of the match. It's not even 50-50. Why would you go for that and burn your review? Anyways, Guyana lose one of their reviews after 3 balls. So, people, you can see the Jamaica Tallawahs shirt in the background. I'm going to try and keep it absolutely straight down the middle. Obviously, Santoki must be awake somewhere. I'm going to try and convince him to come on the live stream and offer a Guyana balance here. King does quick single there. That's not out. So let's not get this twisted, people. Guyana Amazon Warriors are favourites. It's a night match. They got the massive home crowd behind them. Wait, what's happening here? So, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Hold on. They ran a quick single. King's Welling, I'm not sure. Umpire and the Amazon Warriors must be excited due to the nature of the crowd. Anyways, Hetmeyer flings down the stumps, but King's Welling, no run. I mean, 1 run, no wicket. So this is the only Jamaican bias you're going to get for the rest of this match. Here it comes. Eternal Father, bless our land. Guide us with thy mighty hand. Keep us free from evil paths. Be our life through countless hours. To our leaders, great defender, grant true wisdom from above. Justice, truth be ours forever. Jamaica, land we love. Jamaica, woo! Jamaica, Jamaica, land we love. There you go, people. That's the only bias for the entire episode. Gone. As soon as I finish my national anthem, Guyana Amazon Warriors strike, and Canal Lewis is gone. Guyana Amazon Warriors strike, people. That's the first wicket. Canal Lewis is out. Canal Lewis is out. The Tallawahs are 1 for 1. That's no big thing. Canal has been pretty much dreadful through the whole tournament, but that's the first early strike for the Guyana Amazon Warriors. National anthem. The Tallawahs must have heard me and said, you know what? I beg you, shut up. Time for us to lose a wicket. So yeah, Canal Lewis gone for a duck. That was a nothing delivery, and it's a nothing shot from Canal Lewis, by the way. Good point from Joel. Who's been worse, Hemraj or Lewis? I mean, Lewis has played every single game. No. I think he was dropped for a few, actually, for Amir Django, but he's not produced. I think he's had one. Did he get 140 or something early in the tournament? But let me update the thing. I should have sang that national anthem when there was more people in the live, you know. That was a bad man version of the national anthem. Anyways, Tallawahs are 1 for 1 after 1. Should be Chemo Paul to take the second over. Anyways, let me get my yogurt out. Do you know what I mean? Shamar Brooks, new batter. He got 47 yesterday. Played really well yesterday, to be fair. Good point from Ian. Ian says, oh, it's Shakib Al Hassan actually who takes the second ball. So we'll get an early view of how much spin is on offer on this fresh track. Yeah, I agree with Ian here. Both Jamaica and Guyana have been useless in this tournament. Guyana only turned up in their home conditions, and Jamaica basically didn't win since they left St. Kitts. The only win they got after leaving St. Kitts was through Duckworth Lewis, and then obviously yesterday in the eliminator. So I think I was saying to someone today at work that King advances down the track and finds Gudakesh Multi on the leg side boundary. Yeah, so yeah, I think it's quite apt that these two teams are the teams trying to play the Royals in the final, because neither team has been good. And I think it probably speaks to the lack of quality in this year's CPL. Aaron, yeah, so the first day of Ofsted, we're going to get a good. The school's going to get good. I would be shocked if the school doesn't get good tomorrow. And we are a good school. So, but yeah, all was good. I was interviewed twice. And yeah, I think they'll come into my lessons tomorrow. So yeah, I've got to be in work again in 7 hours. But you know what? It's the second qualifier. Tallawahs are in it. I've got to stay awake. This is my final game, by the way, people. The final watch-along, Caribbean Cricket Podcast watch-along of the Caribbean Premier League. Unless something changes and King rocks back and cuts that through the covers 4 runs. Unless I drastically change my mind on Friday, this is the last watch along. But tomorrow, people, tomorrow it's another live, not a watch along. Well, it is a watch along. It's not a match watch along. Live part 2 of the Caribbean Cricket Podcast history sessions. My dad, Dr. Hewitt, is coming back on the show. We're doing a live show on imperialism, decolonization, and independence in the Caribbean. So if Caribbean history is your thing, we're doing a live history podcast episode. It's live because we want the audience to bring their own questions and so on and so forth. That's going to be 8:30 UK time. So what's that? 3:30 Eastern, 2:30 Jamaica time. Obviously, most of you might be at work if you're in the Caribbean, but you can obviously watch it on the watch back. But yeah, that's a live show tomorrow. Caribbean Cricket Podcast history sessions. As Romario Shepherd back in for the third over. Soft hands there from Shamar Brooks, and he's able to play that fine leg boundary, 4 runs. Drill says, what's your top 3 for the World Cup? It's a really good question. I'm not convinced that Evan Lewis makes it. It sounds ridiculous to say it, but I'm not convinced Evan Lewis gets into the top 3 for the World Cup. I don't think they should separate King and Mayers. So I don't know how they're going to work that around Evan Lewis, but I don't think King and Mayers should be separated at the top of the order. Gone. Where's he dropped it? No, he's dropped it. Gurbaz had it, and then he's dropped it. It was in his grasp to the point where I looked away, and then when I looked back, the ball was on the floor. That's a big drop. Like regulation catch. Healthy edge from Brooks. No, that's bad. That's bad. Gurbaz drops an easy one, and Brooks catches a life. Second ball, just skews over the infield. Romario, and that's gone for 4. It's gone for 4. So Brooks punishes the drop. So it's gone 4, drop 4. And again, soft hands from Brooks. But the 43-year-old Dimran Tahir is able to stop that on the boundary, 1 run. Okay, ate my yogurt. I'm back in it. Let me update this score. It's probably a lot of runs in this track. You know, it's a fresh track. So this should be. I'm going to call it from now. This should be 180 on this track. 170 plus minimum. Brandon King has gone. He drives uppishly again. He's caught on the perimeter by Odean Smith. Romario Shepherd strikes again. A lot happening early doors here in this match. Shepherd, in fairness to Shepherd, so Odean Smith was at mid-off. He takes a catch at mid-off. He juggles it, but he's taking a catch all the same. But you have to hand it to Romario Shepherd. People have been critical of him, and rightly so. particularly at the death, but he has been very good, certainly in home conditions, up front. And there's 16 for 2. Brandon King has to go. So the two openers have immediately gone. So King goes for 6. So Brandon King goes for 6. Romaro Shepherd has 2 wickets. Guyana Amazon Warriors well on top. Morgan says that Brandon didn't say much to make Evan be a sub or at 3. Didn't Brandon Brandon got a century in this tournament? Name something that Evan Lewis has done in this particular CPL tournament. He ain't done nothing. So really, if you're putting Evan Lewis into the West Indies team ahead of Brandon King, you're doing it on reputation alone, because King and Mayers have struck up an understanding as an opening pair. I'm not against it. I mean, I would have Evan Lewis in my side. I just don't think it should be at the expense of Mayers and King. So it's about where you fit Evan Lewis in around that. And I don't know if you do fit him in or not, but I don't think King and Mayers have done anything to deserve a drop. One or the other has done anything to deserve a drop. If it's me, you move Mayers personally to fit somewhere else in the order. Yeah, King drove uppishly at that one. Worth noting that at the toss, that's a brilliant Yorker there by Shepherd, but Powell's able to skew that one out 1 run. So, yeah, so Yo's come with the stats I'm talking about. Brandon's got 339 runs this year, the 3rd most. So if we're going purely on form, Evan doesn't get in. Evan gets in based on reputation. He doesn't get in on any recent form. So anyways, what we're seeing so far from the Tallawahs is why Amazon Warriors are massive favourites today. Not just because the Amazon Warriors are at home, but the Tallawahs batting order is so... it's just not good enough for me. Raymond Reefer coming at number 5, Allen at 6, and Nabi at 7. That just feels like... it just feels like everybody's one position too high. Would you really have Fabian Allen coming at 6 in any T20 side? Number 7, surely at best. So I've just always felt with the Tallawahs that they're one batter light. And not like they should be picking someone from within their squad, i.e. they're just one good batter light. Again, I've made it very clear. I think the Tallawahs have done exceptionally well to basically end 3rd in this year's CPL, when I predicted they wouldn't even get out of... I didn't even think they'd make the playoffs, much less. And that one from Powell, misfield at mid-off, and they're going to come back for 2. I think the misfield was by Hetmeyer there. So, sorry, Imran Tahir is bowling the 4th over, by the way. So we've gone Shepherd, Shakib, Shepherd, Imran Tahir. So Odean Smith is yet to bowl. Kemo Paul yet to bowl. It's going to be interesting to see how many overs of spin Guyana bowl today on the fresh track. Yep, I think Aaron's completely right here. This is on Lewis and no one else. Imran Tahir pushes that one through, and Powell defends that back onto his stumps. Yep, I think people... thank you, Dross. I think people don't realize this. The later you play in the CPL tournament, we got two T20s next week. I don't think that's... Powell goes to the quick run. Well, good run in there. I don't think, Dross, people realize that we're playing those games against Australia next week. And the joke is, here's the thing. People are going to cuss next week when we lose to Australia in the T20s and go, this West Indies team, they're not good enough. Like, they didn't just see that we only just finished CPL about 3 days beforehand. It takes at least 7 days to get to Australia. Obviously, that's a joke, but you get my point. Like, the acclimatization means that if you're somebody who plays for Barbados Royals, take a Carl Mayers, or if, let's say, it's Guyana who gets to the final, So that final's on Friday night, right? Even if those players left on Saturday night, they arrive in Australia Sunday night. Acclimatization means you're ruling out Monday, half a day's training session, then we play Australia the next day. Please, people, don't come and talk to us about, oh my God, why did we lose to Australia? Like, there's going to be issues with acclimatization. So we have an update on the Carib Cricket Twitter handle being in Twitter jail. Give that in a second. So our ban on Twitter, and Tar here finishes over 4 runs off it. Our ban on Twitter isn't a full ban. It's a ban that we can get out of ourselves, but the only way to get out of it, we can do the long way, which is to appeal the ban. But if you appeal, that's then up to an undetermined timeline from Twitter actually getting to the appeal, answering the appeal. That could be anywhere between 2 weeks, a month, might even be longer, right? The other option is to verify your email to make sure that what was reported wasn't spam, right, from our site. The way to verify that email, we tried it, but here's what happens. When we enter when you enter your email, Twitter sends you a verification code. But none of the verification codes that Twitter send work. So I was looking into it, and this is a bug that is going on. So there's loads of people around the world who have been locked out of their Twitter account who can't get back into it because all of the codes that Twitter are sending are already expired codes, and there's some kind of verification bug that is happening, and Twitter haven't fixed it. So basically, our Twitter handle is in purgatory. We either wait for an appeal, which could take weeks or months, or we wait for this verification bug to be sorted, which should take weeks or months. So we're just basically locked. There's nothing we can do. Anyways, Ramara Shepherd's going to build his 3rd consecutive over. So is Hetmeyer going to have him bowl out 4? Or interesting tactic here. He's probably wants Shepherd to strike again. And Brooks wants that first ball of the 5th over off his hips into the leg side. 1 run. $50 of you in the live. Big up yourselves. Like, share, subscribe. Again, soft hand there from Powell. It's good fielding on the boundary by Imran Tahir. That's really good running. And Tallawahs come back for 2. So the Warriors, unsurprisingly, have bowled the most overs of spin in the tournament. They've taken the most wickets. But it's the Tallawahs who have pretty much had the best average, apart from the Royals, obviously, with spin. And they've had a better economy with spin than the Warriors. But needless to say, the Warriors have bowled countless overs of spin since getting to Guyana. So yeah, people, 1 second. So let me just see. Where are we? So people, let me see here. We are on 3,315 subscribers. First step, let's get to 3,320. I wanted that yesterday. We didn't get there. So 3,320. Can we get there? And then let's think about the likes. Let me see how many likes we've got. Let's see if we can up the likes. It's a good shot there by Brooks, and again, it beats the infield, and that's going to race away for 4. You can tell that Brooks is in form from yesterday. Like say he hit a crisp 47 off 30 odd yesterday, and he's up to 16 off 10 so far. Ian, I think the quality of this year's CPL has been low, man. And again, soft hands by Brooks and guides that down to fine leg, third man, 1 run. That's the end of the 5th over, and the Tallawahs are 30 for 2. I feel like this match is moving quite quickly so far. We haven't had a pointless break yet in the match. Faraz, I don't know. Hetmeyer turned to Shakib in the second over. Not sure why. I don't know if it was a matchup thing to Brandon King. Him and Hetmeyer seem to be in full conversation at the moment. So not sure if Hetmeyer knows who he's turning to next here. Or are we having a random break in the fields here? What's going on here? What's going on here? Looks like one of the Tallawahs batters is being seen to maybe by the physio. Faraz, I actually got 2 hours of sleep. So obviously my school is being inspected at the moment. And so I got in at like 8 o'clock. I was in bed. I went to bed at 9 o'clock UK time and woke up at 10 past 11. So I'm trying to catch up on the lost hours from yesterday. But hopefully this match ends early as well tonight. It won't, obviously, but hopefully it does. And I can get another 2 hours if I'm lucky. And then that's it. And then all my watch-alongs for the Caribbean Premier League are done for the year. Thank you for everyone who's joined me, though. Maybe I'll try to do a watch-along for the Australia games. I haven't even bothered, if I'm honest, to look when those Australia games actually are. I really should have a look. Good Multi is going to bowl the final over in the power play. Right, let me see. Let me go into my diary. See when this Australia match is next week. Put it in my diary. Let's see, Australia versus West Indies. Right, so my fixture list is telling me that match is at 10 past 9 in the morning next Wednesday. So there will be no watch along for that because I'll be at work. And then on Friday, same time, it's down the leg side. Multi's going to have to bowl that one again. And then 10 past 9 again on the Friday. Yeah, so there'll be no watch along for the Australia versus West Indies T20s, people, because I will be in work. Let me see when those World Cup warm-up games are. World Cup. I don't even know who our World Cup warm-up games are against. Okay, so on Monday, the 10th of October, West Indies have a World Cup warm-up game against the United Arab Emirates. And then on Wednesday, the 12th of October, West Indies have a warm-up game versus the Netherlands. Just filling in my diary, you know. So, yeah. So, yeah, that's that. So Aaron, I'll answer this one in a minute. Powell, oh, that's well driven. That's a good shot. Bit inside out there by Powell. Probably the long line there by Gudakesh Moti. Powell's able to drive him straight down the ground for 4 runs. I still think I'm going to say what I said right at the top of the innings. I think this is a 170 ground. Sorry, a 170 minimum here because it's a fresh wicket. Of course, I could be chatting absolute nonsense, but that's my feeling. And then Powell ends the over with a quick single, and that's the end of the power play. The Tallawahs end the power play on 37 for 2. I think that's subpar. I think that's subpar, but I think the Tallawahs also won't mind that. They haven't lost a third wicket, and Brooks and Rovman seem set at the crease. Brooks is 18, not out, off 15. The only problem with Brooks is I often feel like he can't go at a good enough lick once he's in, but I guess this is CPL. It's not international cricket, so we'll see. Sorry, let me go back to that comment from Aaron if I can find it. So Aaron says this is his first time watching CPL. Why do I think the quality is so low? Basically, because the Barbados Royals have been so far ahead of the rest, but not just look at how many points the Barbados Royals got, look how many games they won, as in the quality, the all-round quality has just been better than everyone. And what has stood out about Guyana, the Tallawahs, Trinbago, St. Kitts, St. Lucia, their team construction has been poor. Guyana picked a team purely for Guyanese conditions. Jamaica are 1 or 2 batters light. St. Lucia Kings didn't have a plan after Tim David had to go, and also looks light on quality outside of Johnson Charles and Faf du Plessis. St. Kitts trusted in players that possibly, just had too many players out of form and then didn't want to change anything. And who's left? Trinbago had the best team. No one performed. It's just been subpar. There's not been a lot of, I think there's been a lot of average cricket, not a lot of, wow, you must watch this match cricket. Brooks says, oi. Now, I think, So Odean Smith comes into the attack. Brooks clears Imran Tahir at either, kind of like deep fine leg, but I think Tahir should have taken the catch. He's coming too much off the boundary. If he was on the boundary line, he takes a catch. I don't know why he was so far in from the boundary. And as a result, he has to kind of steeple back to catch it, and it goes over his head. Powell gets a 6. I think that should have been a wicket there, though. Next ball, Powell defends. Yo says Charles, Mayers, King, Hetmyer, Powell, all in the top 6 run scorers. Can we expect these guys to perform in Australia? No. Charles won't even be in the team in Australia. Or Powell tries to go for a cut. A pull even. Doesn't get anything on that. Yeah, I agree with Vish. The quality of the overseas players hasn't been that good in CPL. And do you know something else about CPL? And other tournaments make this mistake as well. You should know as a franchise Rodman catches that on his forearm there. You should know as a franchise if a player that you've recruited isn't going to see the end of the tournament. And yes, I get that you can get like a replacement player, but isn't the best bet to try and get a player that you know is going to be there? So, okay, who did Guyana lose? Shamsi. Why get Shamsi if you know he's not going to be there for the latter stages of the tournament? Imagine if Shamsi, and again, that one, that was probably there to be hit by Powell, but it just zips through him. No run. I would rather my franchise get a player who I know is with the team the whole tournament than get someone who's going after 6 or 7 games or something. Shamsi would have been a big problem bowling in Guyana. Or again, good zip, good bounce from Aldine Smith. So since going for the first ball 6, it's been 4 dots in a row. And again, good over. So even though Powell licks Odin for a 6 for the first ball, Odin follows that with 5 dots, bowling some good pace, good bounce, good zip outside the off stump, and Powell gets nothing off the rest of the over. And that's the end of the 7th over, and the Tallawahs are 43-2. Rovman Powell is 18 off 16. So, for those who don't know, by the way, West Indies women beat New Zealand women by 1 run in the first T20 earlier today. And Junior Sinclair will come into the attack to bowl the 8th over. It's down the leg side. You'll have to bowl that one again. So, yeah, West Indies women were bowled out for 115 inside their 20 overs. Aaliyah Lane, 47, Rashada Williams, 15. And then in reply, New Zealand women could only get to 114 for 9. Chanel Henry took 3 for 26 off her 4. That's fine. They're going to check this run out here, but Brooks should be fine. In fact, I don't think they will check. And then, so Chanel Henry 3 for 26 and Athy Fletcher 2 for 18 off her 4. So West Indies women go 1 up in the series. Actually, for those who are in Guyana, I need to ask you a question. I need to check something. For those of you in Guyana, have you heard of a radio station called... What's this thing called? What's it called, man? 1 second, people. I need to see if... Shit. Bear with me, because I actually need this answered. That's why... Is that given wide? Yep, that's called wide, and Sinclair's going to bowl that one in. News Talk. Yeah, so for those in Guyana, have you heard of a radio station called News / or hyphen Talk Radio Guyana 103.1 FM? Anyone who's Guyanese, is that a radio station you are familiar with? Or can you, if you're in Guyana, quickly flick your radio to see if that's a station you've heard of? So it's called News Talk Radio Guyana 103.1 FM. Powell goes to goes for the flat back shot there, reaches one outside the off stump, and can only find Imran Tahir at deep point for 1 run. So Sachin says it exists. Yo says it exists. Okay, right. So basically, Sachin and Yo, Vish as well. So basically, somebody, I won't like air their name, but somebody reached out to me, sent me an email, and they basically said that they either are the person who owns that radio station. Um, I can't remember the exact ins and outs, but basically they were asking if they could syndicate the podcast on that radio station. So I didn't know, because I'm not in Guyana, obviously. I didn't know if it was a legit station, because I was like, oh, can you send me like an online link where I can listen to it? But I don't know if it's online like that. So I needed to like touch base with someone in Guyana if that was actually a station that was legit, or if it was something that you'd heard of. So I have to have a conversation with this person and go from there. So yeah, thank you. I just wanted clarity if it was something that sounded legit or not. Powell go down on one knee and God, that's gone back into the stands. That was well, don't even know what you call that. A smaximum, 6 runs, and Sinclair goes for 13 off the over. Tallawahs go to 56 for 2 off their 8 overs. So Shamar Brooks is 22 off 19. So it might be that Brooks now plays I don't want to call it the anchor innings, but he might be the player now that everyone bats around should Powell go out, because you know that Powell's going to go for big shots. And Robin Powell is on 25 off 18. So where are we? So Brooks strike rate 116. Powell currently going at 139. So I'm a big believer that Rovman should be told to come in early for West Indies and come at number 4. Oi, nearly chopped onto his stumps there by Brooks, but he gets away with that. Aldine Smith back into the attack for the 9th over. The current projected run rate score is 140 if they go at the run rate. If they go higher, 170. Remember, I said at the start that I think this is 170 minimum track. Powell wanted to bat. Sorry, Hetmyer won the toss and bowled first. Powell said even if he'd won the toss, he would have batted first because he wants to go for scoreboard pressure. So this is kind of suiting both sides here. And that's bowled into the leg side as well, fielded by Imran Tahir, 1 run. Oh, but they run a second off the deflection off the stumps. So one gets turned into 2. Oh, what's that? That's gone high in the sky. That should be out here. Where's it gone? Was it gone? Oh my gosh, who is that? Was that Shakib? So let me try talk you through that one. It's Shakib. So and it's a no ball. What a catalogue of errors. So maybe I shouldn't even talk you through the drop. Powell basically was through the shot too early. It's gone sky high in the sky, gone sky high. It's found Shakib. I think, I think, I think Shakib was at long on. He's juggled it and then palmed it into the boundary. So the Tallawahs get a 4, and then it's a no ball anyway. So that's a 5, and now a free hit to Rothman. Rothman's now 31 off 20. Oldie Smith does give away too many extras, you know. Right, and that should be out. Oh no, it's not out. And it's another no ball. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So right, so Odin bowls a hard length. Powell just swings the bat at it like you should do. It's a no ball. That's a big no ball as well. That's not even slight. Massive. Powell just flings the bat at it. That it goes completely fine back over the keeper's head. At long stop for 6. And it's a no ball. And Odin's gonna have to bowl it again. Jamaica land we love. Odin Smith knows where he's from. Tallawahs move 2, 71 for 2. Is this an innings changing over here? Odin's lost his head a bit here. I say a bit, a lot. Has anyone gone round to Odin and kind of told him what to do here? Or are they just leaving him on his own to bowl another free hit? You know that Rovman's just going to fling the bat at it again. He's got license to do so. He's on 37 of 22 balls. And that's much better. Much better. Odin gets away with that one. So that was a dot, but the damage has already been done. 12 have come off those 2 balls. So the Tallawahs are 71 for 2 with 3 balls to go in this over. And 10, 11, 12, 14, 15 have come off the over so far. 3 balls to go. Where's he gone? Wait, what's going on here? Now the umpire hasn't given it out. Gurbaz has gone up. They've taken the review. Gurbaz was absolutely convinced there's an under edge through to him here. As ever, they've gone to the fan stand and the wickets come as soon as they've gone to the fan stand. Gurbaz called for the review before Hetmeyer could even call for the review. Obviously, the captain's got to be the one who calls for the review here. It's hard to tell if there was a nick because the crowd noise. The crowd noise is so big that you can't tell. You can't tell if there was a nick there. But Gurbaz was absolutely convinced. So if it's out, it's caught the toe end of the bat. Yeah, gone. Catches the toe end of the bat and Rovman Powell's gone. The wicket is there. And Rovman Powell is out. Odin Smith, after doing the double no ball, comes back, gets a wicket. And Rovman goes. Rovman goes for 37 off 23 balls. Time will tell if that Powell knock was crucial or not. So who will come next? Raymond Reefer should come next. So I mean, 71 for 3. I still think the Tallawahs should be aiming for 170 plus here. It's got to be scoreboard pressure. It's got to be scoreboard pressure that the Tallawahs are aiming for here. And I think if you'd said to the Tallawahs before the match, you'll be 71 for 3 after 9 overs, I think the Tallawahs would probably take that. It's now what they can do in the back end after we get the drinks break in the next 6 balls or so. Vish Sterling is in for Hemraj. Farris, I don't mind Danny Morrison. I mean, but the reason why I don't mind him is he's there to do a specific job. He's there to be him. So you just kind of have to just allow him and let him do his thing. That's a good short ball there by Odin Smith. And that's the end of the over. So 71 for 3. How many came off that over? 10, 11, 12, 14, 15. 15 and a wicket off the over. The Jamaica captain, Robin Powell, has gone. And we're 71 for 3. So 66 of you in the live at current. I haven't checked in a while. Do press like, do press share, press subscribe. There are currently 3,315 subscribers. Come on, we need 5 more subscribers to get to 3,320, and then we kick on from there. How many likes have we got on this video? Let me find out. How many likes? Let's see how many likes. 23 likes, people. Come on, man. We have to get to the maiden half century of likes. There are 62 of you in the live. Come on, people. Let's get to 50 likes. Listen, this Guyana fan dressed as Batman. I can't cope, you know. Anyways, Judah Sinclair back into the attack. Probably because Ramon Reefer is at the crease. And Reefer gets off the mark, drives it down the ground for one. That's a glorious shot from Brooks. That's when Brooks is on like full pomp, you have to say that he's a classy player. That's why people like Brooks. Obviously, there's issues about his consistency, but that shot, that's beautiful. That's just a normal cricket shot. Holds the poles, and it's gone for the full 6 over deep extra cover. He moves to 30 off 22. And then follows that up with, he's going to run 2 here, going to do a quick 2. Yeah, follows that up with 2 after dropping that into the leg side. Farah, Shepherd surely isn't bowling at the death. He's already bowled 3 overs. So if they do have anyone come at the death, it'll be Kemo Paul if they go back to pace. And then Brooks rocks back and pulls that one. And that's 4. And that's the end of the over. Junior Sinclair gets licked down for 14 runs off the over. And the Tallawahs at the halfway stage as we approach the drinks break are 85 for 3. So Shamar Brooks is on 36 of 24. Raymond Reefer has only really just got started. And to be honest, people, I don't know how many. I know there's a lot of Tallawahs fans in this watch along. Don't know how many. Sorry, I know there's a lot of Amazon Warriors fans in the watch along, but I don't know how many Tallawah fans are. As a Tallawahs fan, and I count myself in that, I would have taken that. If you'd said to me before the match at the halfway stage, Tallawahs will be 85 for free, I would have taken that. I think scoreboard pressure will be huge in this match. That doesn't mean I'm saying that Tallawahs will beat Guyana, because Guyana have more than enough to chase down a big total. But in a knockout game, scoreboard pressure, the mentality of scoreboard pressure is huge. Tallawahs will be aiming for 170 plus from here, 160 minimum, but I'd say they want 170 plus. And to be honest, if I'm Guyana, I don't want to chase over 170 in a knockout game. In a normal league match, yeah, I'll chase a 170 because the pressure isn't as huge. But this is the semi-final, people. So yeah, I think at this point the Tallawahs are in a good position, but obviously, couple wickets, and Guyana just take advantage straight away. So we'll see. We'll see how the back end goes. So, anyways, it's the drinks break of the match. 71 of you are in the live. Only 29 of you have pressed like. Come on, let's get that to 50 likes, please, people. If you're in the live, particularly if this is the first time you're ever watching one of these Caribbean Cricket Podcasts watch along lives, so, do press the like button. I want another 21 to get to the half century at least. And subscribers wise, we are on. How many subscribers are we on? Nah, man, you're not doing me dirty with the subscriber count. How do I? 3,315 subscribers. How do I get Where's the subscribers? Oh, 3,316 subscribers. So someone just pressed subscribe. So do subscribe, people. Do subscribe to Caribbean Cricket Podcast. Sorry. Before I go and get my drinks break, let me. Farah says, "Who will be better, Bangladesh or Pakistan? One day in 3-4 years, Pakistan." Where is? Where is it? So today, funnily enough, if you're waiting for the match to restart, our episode on West Indies on 99.94 on the Jamaica Tallawahs, that dropped today. So if you're interested in watching that, obviously it's also on YouTube channels as well. Just search West Indies on 99.94. But Santoki and I recorded an episode on the Tallawahs and their unlikely quest for glory. So let me just put that into the chat. So if you're interested in listening to that episode is here. I've just put the link in the chat. If you're yet to listen to our episode with Pete Russell, the CEO of CPL, you can. That's also out on you. That's also out on all the streaming channels, podcast, Apple, Spotify, etc. I dropped that on the streaming channels today, but you can obviously watch the audio on our YouTube channel as well, and that's episode 74 of the Caribbean Cricket Podcast as well. If you're interested, people, I'm coming back. Let me We back, people. Who's bowling? Was it Goodakesh Multi? Yeah, Goodakesh Multi. Back into the attack. I just heard Bish saying, just as I was coming to sit back down, that the Guyana have been sloppy and giving away too many runs, and I agree with Bish, actually. There's no way, based on how the match has gone, that Tallawahs should be so well set. But I mean, the 2 no balls from Oldine, Imran Tahir coming too early and off the boundary. Gurbaz dropped. Who did he drop again? In fact, Gurbaz dropped Brooks. And now look, Gurbaz dropped Brooks on 5. That was that dolly catch. And now Brooks is on 39 off 26. So I do think Guyana have been poor in the field, to be honest. So Multi finishes his second over, and that's the end of the 11th. 6 runs off it. Tallawahs 91 for 3. I finished my water already, and I'm going to have to go back and get some more. I need to drink water and mind my business. Right, so Tallawahs 91 for 3 off 11. Shamar Brooks 39 off 26. Reefer 4 off 8. Sachin says Guyana need 2 quick wickets. They definitely need 1 soon. I definitely agree with that. Yeah, Sachin, I was wondering, because I said it so low key, I was wondering if anyone would have picked up on me saying it. But like Sachin heard it and picked up the realized I deliberately made the reference. So Imran Tahir back into the attack for his second over. I think that's consecutive 1s there. Current run rate says Jamaica will end on 164. A exceptional run rate. They're getting close to 200. I'm still saying the Tallawahs will want 170 from him minimum. That's badly lined by Imran Tahir down the leg side. Brooks gets onto that quickly, and that's 4 runs. There's no one there. There's no one there at long leg. And yeah, that's another good stroke there by Shamar Brooks, punishing the bad balls. So the Brooks one is a funny one. Because Brooks probably is saying to himself, how did I go from being in the T20 squad the whole summer and now I'm just dropped out? And then let's get this right. He'd had a bad CPL for Jamaica up until yesterday when he played that 47 to help knock out the Kings. And now he's on another 40. He's on 45 of 29. I mean, yes, he was dropped on 5, but maybe this 45 of 29 is going to be the key innings. He's 5 runs away from a 50. Like I say, Brooks is classy. Frustrating, but classy. Touch player. Yeah, Ian. Yep, for sure. So 9 of Imran Tahir. So Ian, the big cuss I think at Notting Hill Carnival this year was, I mean, I didn't go, but the cuss from as I understand it is people talking about what type of music should be played at Notting Hill Carnival. But the joke thing is about the history of Notting Hill Carnival. I need to don't take my word for this because I need to do a bit more research. But Notting Hill Carnival started out as a Trini thing. It was more like a soca music thing, and then obviously you get the Yardies. We jumped on the vibe as well, and then of course that means you get your reggae, your lovers rock. Obviously, then dancehall, bashment comes into it. But now it's more like you're more likely to hear like there's just different parts of Notting Hill Carnival. Now you're going to hear Afro beats, jungle. Well, jungle was there from early days, but Afro beats, drum and bass. You can go somewhere for jungle, go somewhere for soca, go somewhere for dancehall. People will argue about anything. Like there is no one specific what you should hear at Carnival, but ultimately Carnival initially started as a soca thing. If we're gonna be honest. No, yo, I'm not saying that I would have had Brooks in, but I am saying that Brooks himself, not me. Is that a wide? Yep, that's given a wide. Multi back in for his third over. We're in the 13th over. The 100 is up, by the way, people. Tallawahs 101 for free. So I was going to say, so, yo, what I'm saying is Brooks himself may feel that he didn't deserve to get dropped, having played in the squad the whole summer. I think he did. But now, of course, he's probably compiled 2 good scores in a row. And he's probably done that to say, how did you lot just forget me? Like, what if he ends up now going as a reserve, for example? Yeah, Sachin, it took me a... Oh, that's a good shot by Raymond Reefer. That's a really good shot. Finds the gap between deep cover and deep extra cover. That's 4 runs. Tallawahs going on... People, I've only just realised properly what the score is. Tallawahs are 106 for free. We still got another 7 overs to go. I'm not saying it's a problem for Guyana, but I am saying Guyana better get a wicket soon. Because if they don't get a wicket soon, and let's say before the 15th over, turn out to be a big problem. Reefer goes again. That's a 6. That's out the ground. So it's a 4 to a 6. The left-hander to the left-hander. That's 10. The partnership is 41 off 24. Jamaica are causing a problem here. We're starting to get to, and I'm saying this to be balanced, people. I'm not saying this to be let's go Jamaica. Starting to get to a point here where anyone who's a Guyana fan must be saying, nah, we need wickets and we need them quick because things are becoming a bit of a problem out here. Tallawahs 112 for free. 3 more balls to go in the 13th over. Brooks 47 off 31. Reefer 16 off 12. Worth reminding that still to come in, Fabian Allen. So the Tallawahs will want to set this up to allow Fabian to come in the last 5 and Mohammed Nabi to come in the last 5. This is why the Amazon Warriors need to take wickets. You want to bring in Fabian Allen early. You don't want him coming in with license to lick down in the last 5 overs. Again, Brooks works that one off his legs. They might come back for 2 hit. Oh, Sinclair doesn't pick up. And that's sloppy again. Sloppy again in the field. That was Chemo Paul. Sorry, not Junior Sinclair. Yeah, it's poor. It's poor in the field, man. Bish just said that Chemo had an injury last game, which is why he's not bowled. So if he's not, this is my problem with the Warriors team. If Paul isn't going to bowl, Chemo isn't going to bowl. What, he's just in the team to bat then? What, I don't make no sense. So why have they picked him then if he can't bowl? So that's the end of the 13th. Shamar Brooks 1 run away from his first 50 of the tournament. His previous high score came yesterday, 47 of 31, against the St. Lucia Kings. I don't know. It's a funny one. Again, I'm going to defer this answer to this question to the Guyana fans. I feel with Hetmeyer, he's an emotional captain. Now, let me try and explain what I mean by that. That doesn't mean he's not a good captain, but I feel like sometimes with Hetman, I'm like, are you letting the emotion of the situation get to you, or are you thinking clearly and tactically about what should happen next? Oh, that's good delivery from Imran to here. Oh, they might have to check that one. It's a quick run. Might need. Are they going to check this one, or is Brooks well in there? Yeah, so finish that point on Hetman. I feel like Hetman sometimes is captaining with just too much emotion. Like it's at Providence, the crowd is amped, and so I get it. Like there's a lot of energy in Providence, and that might be hard to captain on. Remember, Hetman is only 25, but this is where I talk again about the where's the experience. Imran Tahir and possibly Shakib are the experienced heads, and Brooks works that down for one run, works it down to deep mid wicket, and Brooks brings up his 50 off 34 balls. It's a big knock there by Shamar Brooks. He's spoken about the need and desire to improve his strike rate, and he's reached his 50 off 100 and he's reached his 50 off 34 balls. Strike rate's 147. He's doing his job. Yeah, Fish says Dew should play a factor later. 100% Fish. But this is why Jamaica therefore have to put up scoreboard pressure. Because as much as Dew should play a factor later on, and as much as run scoring should be fine for Guyana, there's a difference between conditions are ripe to score runs and having to face too high a total. So we're actually entering a very critical part of the game here. The Amazon Warriors are 118 for 3. Okay, let me put it back to the Amazon Warriors fans. How many do you think is too many to chase? Think about what the Royals did to Guyana in the first qualifier, largely due to Rakeem drill down the ground. I think that hit the umpire on his foot there, or did that hit Imran Tahir's hand? What did that hit? It hit. I thought that hit the umpire's foot. Yeah, it's not hit. No, it's not hit. Don't know if it hit Tahir. Hit the umpire's foot. But yeah, think about what the Royals did to the Amazon Warriors. They put up 190, and all of a sudden, Amazon Warriors, having won 4 games in a row, was suddenly under big pressure because 194 or 197 or whatever it is they had to chase against the Royals was too much. And they crumbled under that pressure. And again, we're in a situation where the Tallawahs are 120 for 3 with 6 overs to go. If the Tallawahs put up anything above 180, you're basically asking the Amazon Warriors to have to play exceptional to chase it down. You can't afford, when it's 180, you need 2 players to come off. And when we say come off significantly. But don't get me wrong, the Tallawahs, I'm not saying that Tallawahs are going to win this. I'm just saying this is in a very, very critical moment for the Amazon Warriors. I was just about to say with the she's interviewing, what's her name? Naomi is interviewing this white gentleman who's in Guyana, Amazon Warriors clothes. And I was just about to say to the Guyanese in here, how many white Guyanese do you actually see in Guyana? Like in Jamaica, you see more than enough white Jamaicans. Well, I say more than enough, but enough. You see them. What are you saying, you lot? What would you say percentage of white Guyanese in Guyana? You ever seen any? I was going to say, because I can't imagine there'd be much white Guyanese. I mean, given that what's a Guyana, it's in obviously Caribbean, but South America as well. And given the demographic of travel into Guyana historically, I can't imagine you're gonna see many. It's not like Trinidad where you like have a significant Portuguese contingent within Trinidad. Um, I don't know if you've got them. Yes, the Sachin has just said we have Portuguese, but they're not white Portuguese. So, yeah. What's the umpire? Reefer's backing away to the leg stump here. Wants the umpire to give wide. Shakib's back into the attack, by the way. It's a good 15th over here. Only 2 runs off it, 5 balls bowled. Shakib's brought this back a bit here. And Reefer pulls out. Oh, great fielding there by Hetmeyer on the perimeter. So very good over there from Shakib. Only 3 runs off it. That's what Guyana need. Right, so platform set, last 5 overs. It's time for, well, ideally both, but it's time for like Reefer's 22 off 21. That strike rate can't run in the last 5 overs now. Someone or both have to now start going for a 4 or 6 every over from here. Imran Tahir comes on to bowl out now. Oh, they've gone. Wait, no, that's not out. Well, right, Reefer's reviewing it. Simon Dool says that's plumb. I didn't think that was out. I thought that was going down leg side, but I'm willing to accept that. But that I thought I was watching the impact later in the ball. So I would say ball stride. But I didn't. I mean, I'm going to go with Simon Dool. Simon Dool says it's out. I didn't feel it was out, but I also don't care if it's out because Reefer needs to go because 22 of 21 with 5 overs to go ain't helping anyone. But now Badri says it's definitely plum as well. So if both Dool and Badri are saying it's plum, then it's obviously out. I think I watched after he'd already been struck on the pad when he was outside leg, which is why I must have thought it was not out. No. Yeah, he's far back there. That's going to take out the leg stump. Yeah, that's out. So Imran Tahir gets rid of Raymond Reefer. And Tallawahs probably not too disappointed because that brings in Fabian Allen. Yeah, that's out. I was looking at his left leg. Which is why I thought, or is that his left leg? His right leg, which is why I thought it must be not out. But that's out. So Reefer goes for 22 of 22. And that should bring Fabian Allen to the wicket. And to be fair, okay, Fabian Allen could be out first ball for all I know. But this would, if Tallawahs had to pick a point of the game for Fabian to come in, they'd probably pick now. And similarly, Mohamed Nabi, like they could bring Nabi ahead of Fabian because Nabi got 31 of 15 yesterday. But either way, if you wanted one of those two, if not both, to come in, you'd want them to come in with 5 to go rather than 7 to go or 8 to go. Wait, it's what? Oh my god. Imad Wasim has come out. Okay, so if they've brought Imad Wasim out, this is about matchups here that they're playing. They must want a left-hander out there. and they've decided that bringing Imad to strike some blows as a left-hander like that. That's exactly why they've brought Imad Wasim out. They wanted to clearly go for a matchup. They know that Guyana have to bowl some spin. They don't want Imran Tahir bowl into a right-hander. So they've clearly said to Imad Wasim, go and play the matchup and just lick down some sixes. Hit a couple sixes, fours, and if you're out, you're out. But play the matchup. And first ball, Imad smashes it out the ground for 6. So he's played the matchup. Next ball, Tahir bowls wide. Bowls wide, and you'll have to bowl that one again. There's actually clever, so it's clever tactical maneuvering here by Shivan Kirtley and Andre Coley. They've said, go play the match. This is what T20 cricket is about. At the end of the day, play the matchup, and Imad works that one off his pads for... They'll just take one. Quicks again, little soft hands and chop by Shamar Brooks, and rotates the strike so that Imad Wasim can get back on to play the matchup again. Let me just look at how many overs are left and by who. Remember, Chemo Paul doesn't look like he's going to bowl. So let me just work out who the Warriors will turn to for the last 4 overs. Wasim gets 1 run there. So Shakib will definitely bowl 2. Who are they going to give? Who are the Amazon Warriors going to give the final other 2 overs to? Imran's bowling out now. Shakib will get 2. Will Gudakesh get another one? And then you've got to give at least 1 over of pace. Do they go back to Odin Smith? And do they dare give Ramarish? That looks like it's out. No, it's got enough on it. Just got enough on it. I don't know if that should have been taken. I don't know. Was that Junior Sinclair? No, it's Chemo Paul down on the boundary. I just wonder if Chemo should have taken that. Should Chemo have taken that one? Either way, Brooks has cleared the boundary. What, cow corner? Chemo looking a bit laboured in the field there, you know. So Yo says it should be Shakib, Multi, Shakib, Odin. They might give Odin 2, you know. Yo, I'm not saying they should, but they might give Odin 2 and let him bowl out. I'm not sure if going back to Multi, if Imad Wasim stays in, I'm not sure you can go back to Multi. But we'll see. Anyways, end of the 16th over. And it's Shakib now. Where's the... Nah, Chemo should have caught that, you know, on the boundary. So, people, I went on mute and then stuff was happening and I was updating while stuff was happening. So I couldn't be bothered to take myself off mute. Brooks has gone for 2 back-to-back sixes here. Shakib getting taken out downtown. 13 runs off 3 balls. And Shamar Brooks is playing a superlative innings. He's playing an innings which is saying, Desmond Haynes, you best take me to the World Cup as a reserve here. Remember how people like to go off recency bias. Tallawahs are 152 for 4. People, this is no one should. Listen, I'm a Tallawahs fan, but I weren't expecting this. 152 for 4. And then Brooks cuts that to the man on the perimeter, Paul Sterling. That's 1 run. Gurbaz and Sterling. Whatever happens, Gurbaz and Sterling will have to get off to a flyer. That much is clear. Remember, Brooks got dropped on 5, you know. Gurbaz dropped a regulation, the most regulation of catches. Yeah, Vish, this is the point I was thinking. If Kimo Brooks goes again, and that's 6 again, people, oh gosh, Shakib. This is why I'm saying, I think Yo said go Shakib, Moti, Shakib, Odin. I don't know if you should be bowling so much spin at the death. Shakib's just been taken for 21 runs in the 17th over, and he basically bowled that into Brooks's slot. It's a 1. What's this? Brooks moves to 78. This is the exact time he pressed the accelerator. Imad Wasim needs to get himself out now because, I mean, he's 10 off 5, so it's not like he's done anything wrong. But you know you've got Fabian Allen and Mohamed Nabi in the dugout here. Yo, I see it as well, you know. I see it. Yep, I agree with BR here. Like, if bowling spinners at the death is fine if it's a wicket that you know is conducive to the fact. Otherwise, spinners at the death is just meat and drink, is it not? This is why I said to you lot, they're gonna have to bowl Smith twice. They might even have to ask Romario Shepherd to bowl an over. But more importantly of all, what is Chemo doing in the side? If Chemo Paul isn't gonna bowl because he can't, they surely didn't pick him just to bat. And they've put him on the boundary. Anyways, it's 160 for 4, 3 overs to go, 18 balls. I now think Tallawahs might be looking for 190 minimum, maybe even 200. That's wide from Dean Smith. We're going to get licorice all sorts from Dean Smith here. So he takes the 18th. I presume Dean takes the 20th. So the new question is who bowls the 19th? Multi? Who's going to bowl the 19th, people? Multi, or do they give it to Romario Shepherd? Wasim pulls that 1. Will they come back for 2? No, they stick at 1. That's like a full stop there by. So partnership is 40 of 15 balls. It's good over from Dean Smith so far. 1 wide, 1 wide and 2 runs. Wait a minute, what's the time? Okay. That's again well bowled by Imad loses his bat in trying to go for the big slog. No run. Imad needs to get himself out because he's soaking up balls here. Yes, he hit that 6 off Shakib first ball, but he ain't done anything since then. That's wide. And Oldine will have to bowl that again. So 4 off this over. 3 more balls to go. Imad drills that down the ground. He might have got 4 there. Yep, he's got 4. He beats the man. Beats the man at mid-on. Sorry, mid-off. Sorry, not mid-on. And that's 4. Yeah. Javid, I'll be unbiased when I write the report, but on these live watch-alongs, I want Tallawahs to win. But if Guyana win, good for them. Wide again by Oldine. 3 wide so far in this over. This is why I don't want Oldine Smith bowling 4 overs for West Indies in the World Cup. I can't handle it. He's not good enough to get 4 overs. Oh my God. Oh my God. That fielding, people. Oh my God. Hey, listen, the Guyana fielding's been rubbish, you know. Forget who I support. That's not good enough. 50 runs. 50 runs between Imad and Brooks of 20 balls. That was regulation fielding. Somehow Maltese stopped that. And then somehow I don't even know how he managed to flip that one onto the boundary. Tallawahs are up to 173 for 4. They might get 200 here, you know. This Oldine Smith over has 1 more ball left. It's been going on for ages. Imad Wazim uppercuts this one. That's going to go to the boundary. Yeah, Multi's not getting there. And Imad gets a 4. How many off that? Hetmeyer looks stressed out there. How many came off that over? It's 177 for 4 with 2 overs to go. No, listen. You asked me pre-match. I just said I text Santoki and I said Santoki, Guyana should win this. They've got home crowd advantage. But I have to listen, I have to respect what the Tallawahs have done here. No one could have predicted Tallawahs would do this. Maybe it's a confidence from their performance yesterday where nobody would have predicted they'd beat the Kings. Maybe they're the ones with the momentum now. Guyana possibly lost the momentum versus the Barbados Royals. How many came off that Oldine over? Let me check. So that Oldine Smith over with all the wides included cost 17 runs. I don't even know who gets the 19th and who gets the 20th. Do they dare give Oldine the death over having just been taken for 17? So who's getting the 19th? It's Romario Shepherd. Is he going to sell out the side? First ball 6. Listen. Listen, Guyana fans, I don't know what to say. In some ways, I get why he's gone to Shepherd. He probably feels like he's got no option, but he's just been licked down for 2 6s in a row. Listen, listen, Shimron Hetmeyer, you know that Romario Shepherd cannot bowl at the death. Every Guyana fan and West Indies fan knows that Romario Shepherd can't bowl at the death. I know your options are limited, but you're going to turn to Romario Shepherd at the death. The man will sell out your side. 2 back-to-back sixes. Tallawahs 189 for 4. I don't know what to say. Romario, you know. They'll run one there. Brooks goes to 92 of 47. Romario at the death, you know. I can't believe it. I knew that's what they'd do. This is why 4 overs ago I said to you, lot, who's getting the last 4? And I said, are they going to dare turn to Romario? Man got licked down for 2 6s. Hetmeyer must be desperate. He's just like, please, someone get some control. Tallawahs are 190 for 4. Listen, Robin Powell said, I want scoreboard pressure. This is proper scoreboard pressure. 190 for 4. Shepherd into Wasim. Wasim drills that all well bowled, actually. Wasim probably felt Imad probably feels that he should have licked that one away, but Shepherd manages to feel that one off his own bowling dot. So 13 off 4 balls so far. That might be out. Nope. No. Chemo is up in the circle. I don't know why Chemo is up in the circle. But Imad Wasim clears the circle, and that's a 4. FPL Bailey says we can't hear nothing. We can't hear nothing. Guy in the crowd silent. Let me go text. Listen, I'm gonna drop a voice note to Santoki at innings break. You know, I can't get too bossy because Guyana could still chase this down. But I'm gonna just drop a voice note going, "You okay, Santoki? Is everything okay?" That's gone. Is that gone? I think that's 6. Romario Shepherd has bowled. The Tallawahs have reached 200 for 4 with 1 over to go. Shepherd has been licked down. He's been licked down. How many came off that over? Shepherd's been licked down for 23 runs in the 19th over. Amazon Warriors fans, I don't know what to say to you. The man bowled Romario at the death. The man bowled him at the death. Oh my God. I don't know. Listen, I'm trying to be fair and balanced, but that's Dunt's captaincy. Dunt's captaincy, I'm sorry. You might as well bowl me at the death. You might as well fly me out to Providence and say, you know what? Bowl a little something for me because Romario can't help me right now. Man went for 23 runs. Who do they even give? Who do they even give the 20th to? They're gonna have to give it to who they give it to. It's got to be Odin. So this is the highest total so far in the Hero CPL. I imagine I went on Jamaican radio prior to the start of CPL when the draft had been done, and I said on it was on Hits 92. I said that Jamaica squad's rubbish. And here's the joke, people. I still don't think Jamaica have got that good a squad. There is no way Tallawahs should be in the final. If we get there, there is no way Tallawahs should be in the final. The squad's not a final squad. But when you get to knockout games, it's all about who can come up in the clutch, who can handle the pressure of knockout cricket. And I think if anyone's listened to the episode we did on West Indies on 99.94, which came out today, I said, Santoki asked me, what do you think Tallawahs can do? And I said, I think Tallawahs will lose because I said, I don't believe Tallawahs can put together 3 back-to-back performances. But I said, with knockout cricket, if you get yourself to a final, who knows? You just have to show up one time. Tallawahs have turned up in the clutch for the knockout games. What can I say? Yeah, Sachin, let me bring up Sachin's comment here. You have to big up Shiv. You have to big up Shiv, yes. I've said that Shiv's going to end up... I don't know how long that looks like it's out, though. That looks like it's out as he... No, dropped. Romario follows up his 23 with a drop. He's 23 off the last over, and Brooks gets another 2 there. Brooks eyeing up a century. Yeah, I think Shiv is going to be a West Indies head coach within the next 3 years. I'm telling you, put all money on it. Go make it. If you're someone who bets, go to your local bookmaker and say how much odds will you give me for Shiv to be West Indies head coach within the next 3 years. It's guaranteed. It's absolutely guaranteed. The guy is level 3 trained, and he's a man on a mission. No ball, 4 runs. Brooks goes to 98. O'Dean's lost his head. Guyana Amazon Warriors, the whole team has lost their head here. So Brooks is going to get a century. Imagine Guyana have made Brooks get a T20 100. They've made Brooks look like he is the GOAT of the game. Shamar Brooks is going at a strike rate of 200. Shamar Brooks. Shamar Brooks. Oh my God. Now, what's Guyana on here? 207 for 4. Let me ring out the national anthem. See when it's interval, I'm singing the whole of the Jamaican national anthem again. Anyone who don't want to hear it, I suggest you log off and come back on. I'm singing the whole national anthem at innings interval. All the Jamaicans can join in with me when I start singing the song. Anyways, jokes aside, Brooks is on 98 of 49. He's going at a strike rate of 200. I can't believe what I'm watching. Imad's on a strike rate of 253. This is insanity. Oldeen's lost his run up. I don't know what. I can't make sense of this. 207 for 4. Jeremy says that Oldeen's going to be joining me in the Jamaican national anthem. Don't worry, people. I'm going to get some water. I'm not going to do the full thing. I'll just go the first few stanzas. And that's, yeah. Let me clap that. Let me clap that one. Let me clap that one. I have to clap that one. That's a big knock. That's a big knockout knock there. Let me clap that one. 102 not out of 50 balls. Yeah, we have to keep clapping that one. What a knock. What a knock. Shamar Brooks, strike rate 202 in a qualifier knockout game to get to the CPL final. Touch. Dropped on 5. Pure touch cricket. I have to rate it. I have to rate that highly. Highly. What a knock. Next one, 6. That's out the ground. Shamar Brooks goes to 108 not out. There's still 4 balls to go. Tallawahs are 217 for 4. Guyana fans, you're not chasing this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There's no way Guyana are chasing 200. There's 3 more balls to go. This might be one of the all-time CPL knocks, you know. So Shimron Hetmeyer is trying to speak to Odin Smith. Odin looks like he's lost his head. The crowd is deathly silent. Sanjay, I get your point. Which king? Not the one from earlier in the tournament. No, Brooks is higher. Brooks's knock has to be higher because Brooks's knock is looking like it's going to come in a winning total. And look at Brooks's strike rate. Come on, man. No, Brooks is better. Or the knock is better. Brooks's strike rate is 210. This is the highest total in CPL this year. No, Brooks's knock is better. They might come back for 2 here. Will they come back for 2? Yes, they will come back for 2. Might be a run out. Oh, no, he's in. So there's one more ball to go. The Tallawahs are 220 for 4. Listen, in fairness, Guyana could chase this. Some of you are going to be like, Mash, what are you talking about? No, Guyana could chase this. If Gurbaz and Sterling get off to a start, let's say they do one of them ones where it's like 100 for none off 8. Guyana could chase this. So it's not a guarantee, you know, people. Anyways, last ball. Imad moves to the offside, and that is gone. 6 runs. Guyana will need 227 runs to win. Odin Smith has bowled his 4 overs for 64 runs. 4 overs, 1 for 64. Odin, you know what, people? Get ready. All the Jamaicans, wherever you are right now, stand up in your living room. Eternal Father, bless our land. Guide us with thy mighty hand. Keep us free from evil powers. Be our light through countless hours. To our leaders, great defender, grant true wisdom from above. Justice, truth be ours forever. Jamaica, land we love. Jamaica, boom! Jamaica, Jamaica, land we love. Yes, people. This is why you come to the watch-alongs for the national anthem. Big up all the Jamaicans in the live. No one else is going to give you this on the watch-alongs. Jamaica make 226 for 4. Guyana have one hell of a job to do to try and chase this down to play the Barbados Royals in the Hero CPL final on Friday. I don't know what to say, people. I really don't know what to say. You've got to rate. In fairness, take out the Tallawahs stuff out of it. You've got to rate what Jamaica have done today. Just as a cricket fan, in terms of understanding T20 cricket, Shamar Brooks has played one of the all-time CPL innings. 109 not out of 52 balls. Imad Wasim has gone under the radar. Imad Wasim, 41 of 15 balls, a strike rate of 273. Shamar Brooks, strike rate of 210 for his 100 unbeaten 109. But it's worth pointing out, people, Shamar Brooks was dropped on 5 off a dolly, an absolute dolly of a catch. Gurbaz dropped it, and Shamar Brooks has absolutely cashed in. Brooks is talking now at the interval, so I'm sure some of you are listening to that. But people, I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna be back for the Guyana Amazon Warriors chase. Jeremy's got a point. Don't be surprised if Brooks now gets on the plane as a reserve, you know. Remember that Brooks was with the T20 squad for the whole summer. Don't be surprised if Desi calls him up as a reserve, as the reserve batsman, the reserve batter for the World Cup squads. Yes, it would be recency bias, but I'm just saying, don't be surprised if that happens, people. So, people, let me just see if there's any extra subscribers. 3,324 subscribers. If you're new to the Caribbean Cricket Podcast, first time you've seen us, subscribe, like, share. Let's see how many likes we've got. 54 likes, people. So let's try and get those likes up as well. So like and subscribe to Caribbean Cricket Podcast. If you want to find out about us, go to www.caribbeancricketpodcast.com. Good point from Supernova. You don't know about the Jew. The only thing I would say, Supernova, is the problem with Jamaica making 226 is it's not so much that Guyana can't chase it, they could. It's these type of scores with scoreboard pressure in a knockout game, it's the mental impact. So you go in as the Guyanese now and you're like, we can't chase that. Some players rise to the challenge, but a lot of players see things like this and go, yeah, we're done. The momentum has shifted completely. Odin at the death of Romario looked like their heads had completely gone. So it's going to be asking a lot. It's going to be asking an absolute lot for Guyana to even get close, never mind chase. But you know what? We've all seen crazy things happen in cricket. I wouldn't, if you're a Guyana Amazon Warriors fan, I wouldn't give up. I'd certainly watch and see what's the situation in the power play. You'll know basically what Guyana can do by the end of the power play. Javid says that Oldie needs some mentorship, 100%. So does Romario, to be honest, people. So, people, I'm going to take a bit of a break and get some water. And I'm going to be back. Yeah, Vish says Guyana should just survive Amir. But Vish, it's not just Amir. There's 2 bowlers they have to survive, Amir and Imad Wasim. If you look back at the performances for the Tallawahs, no matter even the games that the Tallawahs have lost, Mohamed Amir and Imad Wasim keep picking up wickets. So it's surviving those 2 and then trying to make hay off the rest. But yeah, I'll be surprised if Jamaica don't take this home, people. So 227 is what the Tallawahs, the Amazon Warriors will need to win. It could be that we're at this point in time. It looks very much like we are likely to have on Friday Barbados Royals versus Jamaica Tallawahs final, but time will tell. I'll be back in a bit, people. Let me just go get some water and come back. One sec. I'm back, people. Apologies, I was fixing something. Right, what are we? So Guyana Amazon Warriors have started their reply. And we've had 3 balls of Mohamed Amir's initial over. Obviously, he's getting the ball to swing in. He's looking for an in swinger to take out middle stump here. And Gerbaz has to get back and defend that. Guyana can't afford to. I mean, they got to get 2-2-7. What I do know is they can't afford to waste many overs. They're gonna have to have. They're gonna have to have a really good start in the power play. But based on the first 4 balls from Mohamed Amir, looks like Jamaica are pumped here. He's on the money straight away. That's going to be a wide. Fish says they have to remember that Jamaica only got 37 in their power play. That's true. That's true. But that whilst that's true, Vish, and you're saying they then don't have to go hard at everything, if Guyana only get 37 for power play, then you have to match the Warriors' strike rate through the rest of the game. It's much easier to get off to a flyer and control the run rate after the power play. Don't want to get too far behind the game. That's driven down the ground by Gerbaz. That's sped away. Sped away. Once it got past the field, does it sped away? And that's the first boundary. Tired, man. So one more ball of Mohamed Amir's opening over. So 7 off the first over. This is an interesting stat from Yo. So Jamaica added over 100 runs in the final 5 overs. And this is why I'm saying that it's all going to well Guyana starting steady, but the strike rate of what Jamaica did means that even if Guyana starts steady, it won't be long before the required run rate rises significantly higher. So I do think the strategy here is to they need like 50 plus in the power play, is my argument. Anyways, Chris Green takes the second over. I think this is an over they should look to attack. Yeah, bless up Ainsworth. Thank you. Good to see you in the live. That reminds me, people, anyone who's in the live, like, share, subscribe. We've got 64 likes at the moment. Might be able to touch 100 before I go. I think I might do 8 overs and bounce today. Good start there by Chris Green. And Gerbaz has to defend that down the pitch. How many subscribers have we got today? 3,326. Let's try and get 4 more subscribers. Let's get to 3,330. Like, share, subscribe to the Caribbean Cricket Podcast. Gerbaz goes for the big shot, beats the perimeter, beats the man at mid on, 4 runs. Just strikes for the line. I don't even know if Santoki's awake now. He might be asleep. Gurbaz goes again, and that should be 6. That's 6. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. I said they should target Chris Green's over. And this isn't slogging. He's just striking through the line. That's what I'm saying. I think if I'm strategizing the Guyana response, I want 50 plus in the power play. It's a good start here. Gurbaz 15 off 8. Green's gone for 10 off his first 3 balls. He's going to want to try and tighten up here. You know that Gurbaz ain't stopping. This one, he punches down. Oh, they're going to cut. No, they thought about coming back for 2. But Nicholson Gordon is able to cut that off. The Nicholson Gordon pick has been very interesting because Jamaica have picked him for a few games and the man hasn't bowled 1 ball. It's like Rodman don't trust him in the clutch to bowl. So Nicholson has been playing as a specialist fielder. Ooh, Sterling gets down on one knee to try and slog that. Nearly gets wrapped on his pads there. Or does he? Does he get wrapped on his pads? No, he doesn't. Just gets that skews that way. Last ball of Chris Green's over. And Gurbaz no run. So 12 off the over. And it's 19 without loss after 2 overs. So the required run rate is 11.55, by the way, people. Gone. And Paul Sterling, his horror run in CPL ends tonight. Jay says don't sleep on Sterling, I slept on him. He's out. Sterling goes for 2. Mohamed Amir does Mohamed Amir things. He strikes in the power play yet again. And the Guyana Amazon Warriors are 19 for 1. I'm with Fireball on this. Wait till we play Ireland in the World Cup qualifiers. That's when you'll see Sterling. Anyway, he's gone. That should bring Shea Hope. I don't even know if they want to bring Shea Hope to the crease though, because at the end of the day, I guess no, because they've got to look at the fact that Shea Hope has played 2 enterprising innings, so they've just got to assume he can. Well, that's a good follow-up delivery by Mohamed Amir. Holt's just got to defend that on the legs on the off stump. Holt beats the infield there. That should, yeah, and that'll reach the boundary. 4 runs. Oh, Hope nearly chops on, and whoever the man is on the that was poor. Which fielder was that? The man at short fine leg, backward square leg should have stopped that. I feel there should have been a dive there. I think that's why Mohamed Amir is a bit upset there. Yeah, I just feel like there could be more effort from the man there. Even if he doesn't stop it, a dive at least. Anyways, Hope should have chopped on. Yeah, Mohamed Amir's not happy with the fielding. Never mind the fact that Hope nearly chopped on. Anyways, 4 welcome runs for Guyana. It's 27 for 1. And then Hope tucks the next ball into the leg side for 1 run. 1 more ball left of the 3rd over. Guyana going at 9s at the moment. They need to go at 12s, generally speaking. Oh, hold on. This could be a problem here. Mohamed Amir's pulled up with an injury. Uh-oh. So hold on. This is a piece of luck here for the... This could be a piece of luck here for the Warriors. Mohamed Amir looks like he's pulled up with a... He's going to have to come off. There's no way... Yeah, he's going to go off the field. There's no way he's bowling with that. Rovman will probably bowl... No, he's going to ask Raymond Reefer to bowl. Yeah. I don't know if that's his groin. I don't know if that's his heel. No, he's feeling his groin. If that, I mean, he's walking off. He looks super tight there. Even if the Tallawahs were to get through, even if the Tallawahs now were to get through without Mohamed Amir, they ain't winning no final. So Nicholson Gordon will have to bowl today. Nicholson Gordon is a get licks, takes wickets bowler. So it'll be interesting to see. In fact, when was the last time Nicholson even had a bowl? He's been getting picked and not bowling. So now Rovman has no choice but to use Nicholson Gordon at some point today. Right. So the last 3 games Nicholson has played, he hasn't bowled. Sorry, the last 2 games, both against the Kings. So if based on the injury that it looks like Mohamed Amir has got, Nicholson's going to have to bowl for 4 overs then, at least 2, because obviously Mohamed's bowled 2. Rovman's going to have to turn to... He's probably going to have to turn to Imad Wasim early then, because he'll want control. He won't want to turn to Nicholson Gordon early because that's well, Gurbaz will just go after him, won't he? Well, that's a good delivery though from Reefer. Little bit of in swing, and so he finishes off Mohamed Amir's over. That's the end of the third over. Amazon Warriors 28 for 1. They're going at 9.33. They need 11.70 across the rest of the match to win this. For Faraz, any upcoming videos with Australia? I mean, the series is only 2 overs. 2 overs. It's only a 2-match series, Faraz. But let me look at my diary. Okay, Faraz, I've just looked at my diary. I'm going to do a preview video on Sunday for that Australia versus West Indies series. So I'll see if I can find an Australian. Might get Bharat. It's not Australian, but you know what I mean. I might try. I'll hit up Bharat Sundaresan because he lives in Oz and see if he wants to come on to just talk about that Australia West Indies series. So yeah, look out for something dropping on Sunday around that. Right, yes, as I said, people, just as I suspected, Imad Wasim comes on. If you can't get Mohamed Amir to bowl, then you're going to need Imad Wasim to try and offer some control. Oh, that's good delivery from Wasim. No run. Gurbaz treats that with respect. Aaron says, if you could have one wild card pick for the team to play Australia, who would you take a punt on? Rakeem, wait, for the test team? Anyways, good field in there by the Tallawahs. For the test team, wild card pick. Shea Hope. Oi. Hope and nearly inside edges again. And who's that on the out? Who just fielded that? Was that Reefer? Who was that? Don't recognize that person. Anyways, Imad Wasim bringing the exact control Rothman wanted. 4 balls, 3 runs. You've got to feel that Gurbaz is going to try and release try and release pressure. He's going to want to go for a 4 or 6 off one of these last 2 remaining balls that Imad is bowling. Inside edge and fielded. Or maybe it's Nicholson Gordon there. 1 run. So only 4 runs off this over. And Hope can't do anything with that. Just skews it into the leg side. 1 run. 5 off that over. Oh, it's Kurt McKenzie out there. 5 off the over and really good over there. Run rate goes up to 12.12. So how many subscribers? We're on 3,327 subscribers. Thank you to everybody who's been subscribing. Please subscribe. And if the likes, we're on 66 likes. Come on, people. Let's try and up the likes. There's currently 98 of you in the live. Come on. We've only got 66 likes. I reckon that means at least probably a third of you minimum haven't pressed the like button. Really helps with the algorithms, really helps grow and get the Caribbean Cricket Podcast noticed. If you're new to it, you've already missed me singing the Jamaican National Anthem. Big up the 101 of you watching right now. Amazon Warriors 32 for 1 after 4 overs, chasing a mammoth 227 to win. Right, Fabian Allen comes into attack. I think that's a good move. I think it's a really good move here from Robin Powell. I've been really impressed with Robin Powell's captaincy through the whole tournament. Like I say, I've said it before, and Hope goes after that. Oh, he's dropped. He's dropped. Who was that? Was that Reefer? Nicholson Gordon. Was that a drop? Or did Nicholson just not reach it? I think it's a drop. Hope catches it on the splice of the bat. And yeah, Nicholson should have taken that. It's gone straight through his hands. It's a big drop. Yeah, that should have been taken. Hope dropped on 13. That was schoolboy cricket. Hope goes big this time. Has he got enough on that? Has he got enough? No, yet. What just happened there? What just happened there? Did Green just drop that one as well? I need to see that one again. Green goes for the full length dive. Green went for the full length dive. I need to see the replay again because I don't know if Green had a chance. It's a drop. It's another drop. It's gone through Green's. It's gone through Green's hands and it's parried into the boundary flat for 6. I mean, it's much harder than Gordon's chance, but it's a drop. It's a full length dive. In fairness, Green's in the area. He's trying to get it. So if Green had taken it, that would have been an absolute superb catch. But either way, someone like Chris Green expects to take that. Nicholson Gordon's was a schoolboy catch that was dropped. Green's was just by his standards, he would have felt he could have got that. Either way, Shea Hope gets 8 off 6. Sorry, it's a 4. It wasn't a 6. This time it's a 6. This time it's a 6. And that's out the ground. So we've gone 2 drop, 4 drop, 6. 12 off the first 3 balls. Fabian Allen's probably thinking, wait a minute, I should have had a wicket by now. I said that if I was the Warriors, I'd want to be 50 plus at the power play to try and set up the chase. They're close to it already. Obviously, Tallawahs will be thinking, can we get a wicket here? That's just 1 run this time down the ground to Rothman Powell. I feel like it's been a while since we saw Gurbaz on the strike. Hope's 25 off 11. Gurbaz is going to go for this. Yep. And that's through the covers for 4. Fabian's getting licked down here. 17 off the over. Warriors fans starting to raise the volume here. They sensing that they can chase this 227. This is the big over that they wanted. Who's going to bowl this? Oh, Imad will have to bowl it. Gone. Gurbaz hits it straight back at Fabian. And this is why I always say, how did Fabian Allen not get in the World Cup squad? He's a triple threat player in the field with the ball, with the bat. You can't leave Fabian Allen out of the game. He will always do something. The man went 2 drop, 4 drop, 6, 1, 4 wicket. Fabian's always going to do something. Anyways, Gurbaz goes, strikes it straight back at Fabian. He says, if you men are going to drop me in the field, I'm going to take a catch off my own bowling. Gurbaz goes for 22 off 16. It's got to be Hetmeyer comes next, surely. You got to send the left-hander. Who's coming out? No, Shakib. So they'll want Hetmeyer in some finisher role, maybe? Faraz says Jamaica went 29 for 2 after 5. Yeah? So what? The point is Jamaica cashed in at the back end. Just because Guyana are 50 for 2, I wouldn't draw the same equivalence here. Jamaica got 102 runs off the last 5 overs. Your analogy, if it's the analogy I think you're making, the only way that works is if Guyana keep wickets in hand. But remember, Guyana have a run rate to have to try and match here. They've got scoreboard pressure to deal with. Oh, sorry, Faraz. Sorry, you're saying how did Jamaica get that so high? Sorry, I thought it would make it a different point. Right. Well, am I going to go after this power play? I don't know yet. Right. So who's getting? So Chris Green comes back for Hope goes after him, and that's gone for 6. So Hope is playing the innings that needs to be played. Someone's got to play a big innings. Hope moves to 31 off 12. He's been dropped twice, but he's 31 off 12 now. Starts with a 6 in Chris Green's second over for Chris Green. The first ball of that second over, and immediately puts pressure on him. Bowled him, chops on. There's the 3rd wicket in the power play. People, the game's done. You take 3 wickets in the power play, the game is done. This is what happens with scoreboard pressure. Batsmen tell themselves they've got to keep going. They've got to keep going. They've got to keep striking. And it means that they sometimes play inaudacious shots, thinking that they've got to still keep going. Hope chops on. He should have chopped on to Mohamed Amir twice. He got dropped twice. Chris Green will probably think, you know what? You've ridden your luck, Shea Hope. That's the 3rd wicket for Jamaica. Hope goes for 31. And I think this might be it for Guyana now. Yeah, big up, Brian. You missed me singing the national anthem earlier, Brian, but we all good. So that's 56. It's Chemo Paul that's come out. It's not Hetmeyer. I'm not sure what this is about, people. As captain, with the batting pedigree of Hetmeyer, shouldn't you come out and try and marshal this? What they leave in Hetmeyer for exactly? I don't understand. No, I'm sorry. I'm presume they're going to say they want right hand, left hand, but you mean to tell me that Hetmeyer doesn't consider himself in the top 5 in this squad? No, I'm sorry. I can't back that. Guyana fans, what you're saying, you wouldn't bring Hetmeyer now? I can't support that. So I'm jumping in my group chat to talk about this Hetmire thing. I'm struggling to understand that from Guyana. I get it, but sometimes I get they're gonna say it's matchups, right hand, left hand, but sometimes you can do matchup for matchup's sake. If I'm Shimon Hetmire and I'm the best batter in the Guyana side, my team's 56 for free, and I'm the captain. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. Hetmire's Hetmire's better than a matchup. Oh yes, a perler from green. Chemo Paul edges it. There's no slip, and it goes down fine for 4. I don't. I don't. I don't understand that, people. I'm sorry. So let me deal with Sachin's point here. So Sachin, you're right. Realistically, he's the best batsman. I get the point you're going to make, Sachin. But what I mean is, he's the most naturally talented batter. And in a situation where you're chasing an improbable total, shouldn't you send your most natural? Hetmire has the ability to go at 250 plus if he's on form, right? You're 56 for free. You send Chemo Paul ahead of Hetmire. It don't make no sense to me. It don't make no sense. Because when Chemo Paul gets out, Hetmire going to have to come anyway. So don't you want him facing more balls? Let me see what my group chat is saying. I'm in an uncle's group chat. Let me see what they're saying. Boy, the uncles are cussing in the group chat, you know. So what's this? So Vish says 62 is a good platform in power play. Yeah, if you haven't lost 3 wickets. So Guyana and the power play 62 for free. Right, so we're out the power play. Rodman will spread the field now. It's going to be much, much harder for Guyana to now go for the big shots. Far more risk involved. But they're also going to be under pressure to have to go for the big shots because look at the run rate. Look at the run rate required. The run rate required at the moment. In fairness, Guyana going at 10s. Run rate required is just shy of 12. But it's the wickets that are the issue. It's not that Guyana can't go at the run rate. They're going to be taking risks to go at that run rate, which means that wickets will come. So here's But here's the other thing with sending Chemo, right? If I'm Jamaica, I'm bowling to keep Chemo in, you know. I don't I'm bowling tight to Chemo, but I'm not really trying to get Chemo out because I'm assuming, and Chemo may well go on to prove me wrong, I'm assuming that Chemo doesn't have the 360 gameplay to invent shots to help Guyana keep up with the run rate. So that's the other reason why I'm surprised they've sent Chemo. I would just bowl tight to him and be like, well, go on, then take a 1 run there because the run rate will keep rising if you are only able to go for 1s and 2s at a time. But like I say, for all I know, Chemo's about to play one of the most enterprising innings of all time. So we'll see. Chemo goes after that one. 4 runs. So there you go. That's why I should shut my mouth. He drives that down the ground to deep extra cover for 4. Fabian gave that one a bit too much flight and essentially invited Chemo Paul to go after that one, and he does. Currently on 3,328 subscribers, people. Please subscribe if you like these watch-alongs. If you're a fan of the Caribbean Cricket Podcast, maybe it's the first time you've come across us and realized that there is an outlet out there that covers lots and lots of West Indies cricket. If you're new to us, go watch our archive of next ball is 1 run. The man, Shamar Springer, the sub-fielder down at deep point, collects that 1 run. Go and watch our archive of podcasts, watch-alongs, cuss-out sessions, history specials, loads and loads of content on the Caribbean Cricket Podcast YouTube handle. We're on Apple, Spotify, Google Podcasts, wherever you listen to your podcast. Shakib tries to invent a shot there, but again, it's only 1 run. Shamar Springer again out in the deep. So yeah, follow the Caribbean Cricket Podcast, subscribe. We have a live show tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. UK time. It's a history. It's a Caribbean Cricket Podcast history special. My father, Doctor or Professor, Doctor, Reverend, all of them, Hewitt, will be coming on to talk about decolonization, imperialism, and independence in the Caribbean. So even if you can't join us live for that, do watch that on the repeat. Subscribe, press the bell for notifications, and then that way you'll know when there's new content coming on the Caribbean Cricket Podcast. And of course, press like on this video. I've got 80 likes so far. I'm probably going to leave this watch along at the 10th over because I've got to go write the match report, the official match report for CPL. So let's try and get 20 more likes before I bounce, people. So 3 more overs before I lock this off for the night. Guyana Amazon Warriors 71 for 3 after 7 overs. The current run rate required is 12. Drives that down the ground, Shakib, for 1 run. I'm just wondering, will the Tallawahs turn to Nicholson Gordon to bowl? They surely have to. If Mohamed Amir can't bowl 2, you're going to want to try and hide Nicholson Gordon's overs in the middle somewhere. And they'll run there, Chris Green. So Green's going to bowl out. That's clear. Do you know what? They may not turn to Nicholson Gordon, and they may actually ask Raymond Reefer to bowl 2 or 3 overs instead. It's going to be really interesting to see how Rodman Powell uses his. I would give Nicholson Gordon 1 somewhere in the next 3 overs just to see if you can give him any more. And again, oh no, that bisects the 2 fielders. That's 4 runs. Well played, Chemo Paul. Does the UK have Negril? What do you mean? What's that? Oh, what's that? Oi. Was that a nick there? Chemo Paul tries to pull that. Wait, wide? Okay, yeah, I'll accept that. No, Sachin, no, we don't have that. Again, Paul tucks it into the leg side. That should be 1 run. Two more balls left of Chris Green's over. Bowled him. Shakib goes. Chris Green gets his second wicket. Shakib goes. It's now going to have to be Hetmeyer. Shakib goes for 5. He goes for the big slog. And he just drags on to his stumps. Green gets his second. Yeah, drags on. This is the problem. If you have to chase a big total, you're gonna have to have a big shot at some point. The pressure was on because Green had only gone for how many had he gone for in that over? I think he'd only gone for 7. So yeah, Green had only gone for 7 in the over. Shakib probably thought he had to bring out a big shot, loses his middle stump, and now it's 78 for 4. Hetmeyer will have to come in at a ridiculous number 6. And unless he can play one of the all-time great innings, do remember though that the Warriors do have Oldene Smith and Romario Shepherd in the hutch, so it's still not game over. But you just wouldn't want Oldene and Romario coming in early in a big chase. So we shall see. Will they turn to Nicholson Gordon after this Chris Green over? I need to start writing this match report, people. Let me try to find this. Where's this match report? Let me Right, last ball of Chris Green's over, and that's a dot. 7 off the over and a wicket. That's a good over for the Tallawahs, and Guyana now need run rate creeps up to 12.41. I go drink water and mind my business. I go drink water and mind my business. Right. So Amazon Warriors 78 for 4. Hetmeyer's in. Kemah Paul 16 off 9. Really enjoys Rodman Powell's captaincy this year. You can clearly see that the players respect him as a leader. So Kemah tucks it down into the leg side, comes back for 2 runs. Yes, Sachin, that was like a key show of my childhood. Iconic. That's wide by Imad Wasim. They'll have to re-bowl that one. Is this Imad's third? I think this might be Imad's third. Oh, no. Yeah. I think this is Imad's third over. I think no, it's his second over, actually. It's going to try and entice Kemah into a big shot here. Kemah brings out the big shot, tries to go for the sweep. But there's a man fine there on the perimeter. Ashley says, give we ball-by-ball commentary. Ashley, I've been here for 2 hours and 51 minutes, you know. I've done national anthems. I've done jokes. I've done soca. Listen, voice is dry out here. I'll soon run for some water. Sumit says, Machel, so much great content you guys have put out over the years. The old gems have got easily buried as you churn out new content. This is true, you know, Sumit. I've been thinking about this and about how we get the old content back out there, so to speak. There's so many stuff we've done. 1 hour interviews with Shimron Ehetmeyer, Shay Hope, Carl Mayers, Spiceman, Phil Simmons, Ricky Skerritt, Johnny Grave. The Jimmy Adams episode I thought was a wicked episode. The Kyron Pollard episode I thought was one of the most iconic interviews that have been done. I think the one we did with Kyron Pollard, I don't think Pollard's ever spoken that openly and that freely to anyone about cricket. So yeah, so Sumit, you might have missed earlier on. Somebody's reached out to me in Guyana saying, can they syndicate some of the stuff we do on Caribbean Cricket Podcast on their radio station? So that's a really good stop there from who's that in the field? Is that Brandon King? Great stop on the perimeter. So I'm going to have a conversation with that guy because maybe that's the type of thing we need to do, where we strike a deal with someone to syndicate the old episodes, because some of those episodes we've done, they're all timeless. So like the Michael Atherton episode we did, to me, that's a timeless episode. It doesn't matter when you listen to the Michael Atherton one or even the Fazeer Mohammed one. You could listen to Michael Atherton episode we did and the Fazeer Mohammed one now, the Pollard one, and it'd still be as relevant now as it would be 2 years from now. So I get where you're coming from, Sumit, in trying to find a way to get the old content back out there. And actually, I've just seen your next comment. Look into online radio streaming, an online radio that is on 24/7, playing content old and new. Yeah, okay. I mean that. So the person who's reached out to me from Guyana, I think that's what he's trying to do. He's like trying to offer, can we link up and his radio station play that stuff, something like that. So I'll listen. I need to speak to the guy, set up a meeting, but work's kind of killing me at the moment. So I just need to find some time to see if I can. That's the type. I get it though, Sumit. I totally hear what you're saying. I think sometimes, Sumit, people don't realize what we've done, or like the interviews we've done and some of the episodes we've done and stuff. It's like everyone always like says stuff about Shay Hope, for example. And when I say to people, "Oh yeah, we had Shay Hope on the podcast," they're like, "Have you?" Because Shay Hope's never actually done an interview on any podcast anywhere. Shimron goes with a big shot there. That's the first 6 for Shimron. It's Mohammed Nabi who's come into the attack. Shimron sees that as a matchup he's going to take on, and he blasts Shimron out of the ground. Yeah, Morgan says, I forgot that Nabi has to bowl. I'd forgotten as well. I'd actually forgot Nabi was in the team. So even though he's just gone for 6, you have to assume that Nabi's going to take a wicket at some point. That one tucks Shimron up a bit, but he's able to drive that down to long on for 1 run. Yeah, Rohan says 226 is too much. It's too much pressure. Yeah, I mean, Guyana are giving it a good go, but like at this point now, where so Guyana are 90 for 4 off 9.2, every dot becomes more pressure. It's getting to that point where you can't even have a dot. The run rate required is just under 13 at the moment. So essentially, Guyana have reached a point now where each over requires 2 big shots. And then when you go for those 2 big shots, like Shakib did when he got out at 78, when you keep going for those big shots, it's likely that you're going to lose your wicket eventually. So Kemo's currently there on 20 or 14. Shimron's there on 8 off 5. Mohammed Nabi's bowled 3 balls for 8 runs so far. Again, tucks Shimron up. Shimron works that off into the leg side for 1 run. Yeah, Aaron. So after the Reggae Boys match finished, the whole Jamaican backroom staff players just grabbed their phones and rushed Messi. But we did that the last time. The last time we played Argentina, everybody, I think we played them in the Copa Centenario. Everyone rushed Messi then as well. Let them rush Messi, yes? Ah, Sachin, yeah. Yeah, so those of you who don't know what Sachin's talking about, we did an episode with Bharat Sundaresan, the author, best-selling cricket author, cricket writer, who lives in Australia. So Bharat, myself, and Santoki did an episode on Indo-Caribbean culture, but we did it on purpose where there were 3 different views. So what does Indo-Carib mean to an Indian? What does it mean to an Afro-Carib person? And what does it mean to somebody of Indo-Carib origin? I don't know. Do you know what, people, though? When we recorded that, that was back in the days when we didn't do visuals yet. Or if I wonder if I've got it on a Zoom recording. I'm going to go have a look, people. I might have that on a Zoom recording somewhere. And if I can find it, then I'll drop it. It won't have like the Caribbean Cricket Podcast background, but I might have an old Zoom recording where we did that. It was back in like April in 2020, like during lockdown days. So I'll see if I can find that one. But that's probably our most iconic episode. Because really and truly, when you think about it, who really talks Indo-Caribbean cricket? Really, people talk about individual players, but no one's really talking on the culture, so to speak. So yeah, if you're new to the Caribbean Cricket Podcast and you haven't heard that episode, Spotify, Apple, wherever you listen to podcasts, you can find the episode there. Brian, the top scorer for Jamaica was Shamar Brooks, 109 of 52 balls. Mash, why do you hate Indians? Or is that not true? What Indians? Do I? No, that's not true, man. I ain't got time to hate no one. Maybe Faraz, that might be because I don't fanboy for their cricket, but I don't hate them. Like, Indian cricket team. Nah, man. I just don't. Do you know what is Faraz? I just don't fanboy for them. Like, they're an exceptional team, but I don't care. In the same way how I don't care about England and I don't care about Australia. Like, my belief is that India, England, Australia should just play themselves and leave everybody else alone because them men don't care about the rest of the cricket. So let them do their thing. But in terms of hating them, no. Like, they're elite cricket teams, but give us money to let us play and make sure that we can. Like, I just believe that West Indies play India to make money. We don't play India to actually be competitive. So just give us the money and let us play everybody else then. That's kind of my take on it. But that's not India's fault. Like, it just is what it is, you know? But this ain't the forum to have this conversation. But what I will say is I genuinely believe that if cricket wants to move with the modern era, introduce promotion and relegation, split the world game into 3 divisions, 4 divisions, like proper sports would do. Obviously, America's different, but split it into divisions and look how competitive cricket would suddenly become if you knew that series. Let's talk Test cricket. If you knew, for example, so Division 2 would have West Indies, Bangladesh, England, because they were, in terms of rankings, are trash. New Zealand would have to be in there because of their ranking. Now, imagine how competitive those games became if you knew there was 1 relegation place, right? Okay, you'd have to include Zimbabwe in Division 2 as well, and Ireland and Afghanistan, right? And now let's imagine how competitive it would be if you knew 2 places were relegation, 2 promotion. And then coming up from Div 3, you have Scotland, I don't know, USA, UAE, all of them, man. That's how you make cricket relevant. Not world Test Championship, promotion and relegation. And if England, India, Australia fall to Div 2, that's their problem. Play better cricket. But ICC don't care about these things, man. They just want to. They ain't serious about cricket. They ain't serious about growing the game. Anyways, people, I just realised it's the 10th over, and I've not written 1 word of the official match report that I'm supposed to write for CPL, and I need to actually make sure I write that, because if the game finishes quickly and wickets fall, they'll be messaging me going, "Where's the match report?" Which I'm supposed to have already sent within about 5 to 10 minutes of the match finishing. So I'm going to go in about 30 seconds, people, and go start writing that. Enjoy the rest of the match, people. If you've been someone I'll just call a few names of people who are still in the live. Faraz, Sachin, Jeremy, Yo from earlier, Javid. I don't know who else is still in here who's like what I consider one of the regulars. Brian, if you're still here. Vish, if you're still here. Aaron, if you're still here. Anyone who's like a regular who I've seen over the last, 30 days of CPL. Thank you so much for coming in on the lives. Anybody who is here, you're not really thrown comments in, but you've just been coming because you've enjoyed them. Big yourself up as well. Anyone who's pressed like at any point over the last 30 days, anyone who's subscribed over the last 30 days, anyone who's just added to the views, anyone who's done a super chat or anything like that. Listen, it's been emotional, man. We've covered enough CPL games on these watch-alongs, and I mean it. You lot might say I'm being soppy, but I mean it, people. If you lot hadn't been in these comments going back and forth, I couldn't have stayed up. There's no way I could have been staying up all these nights till 4 o'clock, 3:30, doing all of these games if you lot hadn't been in the comments, keeping it lively, having the discussions, etc., etc. So that's probably me dumb. Like I say, Santoki is covering the final, but now it looks likely that Jamaica are going to get in the final. Don't be surprised if I now do a watch-along for the final, because I almost feel like I have to. If the Tallawahs are going to get there, you can see my Tallawahs jersey behind me. I almost feel like I kind of have to run the live, but I told Santoki I wasn't going to. So obviously our Twitter handle is still on lockdown. So if you want to find out what's going on with Caribbean Cricket Podcast, we've got the Facebook group. Just search Caribbean Cricket Podcast. It's private, but I'll add you if you're not already on it. Or you can go to our personal accounts. So Santoki is at 80. Santoki is at Santoki89, and I'm at Mash MASH Paddy PADDY. So at the moment we're kind of doing a few updates here and there on our personal accounts with regards to Caribbean Cricket Podcasts. And yes, so press that bell notification button on YouTube so that when things are being updated on there, so we've got the history thing tomorrow with my dad, etc. That's when you'll know that new stuff is coming. But anyways, enough of the chat there. Shimron and Chemo just ran 3. In fairness, Warriors are... Shimron goes for a slog outside the off stump there. So Nicholson Gordon, is into the attack. So he is getting an over. He's bowled 4 balls for 5 runs so far. Guyana are going at just under 10s. Yeah, just under 10s. Run rate is coming up to 14, though. So something's going to have to give. Thank you, everyone. Listen, that's enough chat from me. Thank you so much. Look out to see if I do a watch-along for the final. Probably unlikely, but thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of CPL. Big up all the Amazon Warriors fans. You lot are amazing because you lot are in everything. Whenever Amazon Warriors play, you know there's going to be a lively interaction with the fans. So big up the Amazon Warrior fans. Big up everybody from all the other teams as well. And look out for some more content coming from the Caribbean Cricket Podcast in the forthcoming days. Peace, people. Let me find my video and duck out of here. Peace. Take it easy. Rest up, people. See you soon.
We rule the cricket world. Now the rule seems coming.
Welcome to the Caribbean Cricket Podcast, your one-stop shop for all things West Indies cricket. By the fans, for the fans.